Welcome back to the Notary Podcast hosted by me, Daniel C. Lewis. And today, you're not going to believe the topic we're going to talk about today. The topic today is about how to cultivate amazing mindfulness with each transaction. So today it's going to be, I love this topic. I can't wait to share this topic. So let's get right into it. Welcome back to the Notary Podcast hosted by me, Daniel C. Lewis. And like I said, today we're going to jump right into having an amazing mindfulness with each transaction. Because a lot of times when I have meetups and I meet notaries around the country, they talk about how at the beginning of the day, their mindfulness might be great, meeting each client. But as the day goes on, as the weeks goes on, as the months goes on, their mindfulness might start to wane a little bit. For notary entrepreneurs, mindfulness can be a powerful tool to enhance productivity, reduce stress, and foster a deeper sense of well-being. I'm going to give you 7 ways that you can keep and maintain an amazing mindfulness when you go through your transactions, each and every, whether you're a remote notary or a traditional notary like myself. So I'm going to give you the 7 ways that you can help, and hopefully this will help you throughout your days and your months as a notary entrepreneur. First, you want to practice presence with your clients. Take a few deep breaths before each signing and focus on being fully present with your client. Before I go out to do any notarizations, when I'm driving up to their door or driving up to their business, I always take just a few minutes just sitting in my car because I want to be there early, and I take a couple of deep breaths and just make sure. I also make sure I look over the documents before I go there, but I want to make sure that I'm going to be fully present with each client. Doing this and taking a couple of deep breaths gives them, I want to give them, my client, my undivided attention. I want to listen actively and ensure they feel heard and respected. I've gone on closings with other notaries, and I've been in title companies with other notaries where that doesn't happen. They don't look at the client. They don't look at the signer. They're not really listening to their concerns throughout the transaction, and that can cause stress for the signers. So make sure you're present. You're actively listening to them. You're looking at them when they're talking, and you're making them feel as if they're respected. This helps create a calm, positive experience and minimizes distractions. So first, practice being present with the clients, your signers. Number 2, establish a morning ritual. And I tell people this all the time. You should have a nice, positive morning ritual. What I do when I get up in the morning, when I put my feet down off my bed and put it on the floor, I think about, and this is just an example, and you can do different things for yourself. But for me, I put my feet on the floor and I just think about everything I'm grateful for. And that really helps me throughout the day because I start off on a positive note. Begin your day with a simple mindful practice, and that's my mindful practice, putting my feet on the floor. I have a little rug there, and that's just like a trigger for me to say, okay, I'm going to start my day thinking about everything I'm grateful for. Whether it's meditation, yoga, or just 5 minutes of quiet reflection. This sets a center tone for the day and prepare your mind for the work ahead. So if you start off and just having a grateful practice is a great way to start your day. And I even do that right before I go to bed. I have a mat right by my bed, and when I step on that mat, I think immediately that triggers me in thinking what I'm grateful for right before I go to bed and right when I get up, what I'm grateful for. So the second step is establishing a morning routine that works for you, that helps you get centered for the day ahead. So that's number 2. The third thing I would highly recommend is having a mindful time management system. Approach your schedule with mindfulness by breaking your day into intentional blocks. And I do this by like that morning routine, and then when I go to a signing, like I said before I go into a signing, because I always want to arrive early, I take a couple of deep breaths, I try to center myself, and I go in. So establishing some type of intentional blocks each time. Focus fully on the task at hand, whether it's preparing the documents, traveling to an appointment, or handling administrative work. Avoid multitasking, which can fragment your attention and increase stress. So try to have intentional blocks. For me, being grateful, going to the signing, take a few minutes before the signing, being prepared for the signing, making sure I have all the documents. Then I also visualize sometimes, especially if it's a big signing, and a big signing would be having a buyers there, a sellers there, their attorneys, their real estate agents, their listing agent, having a big signing. I visualize exactly how the flow of the signing would go. So that helps me too, just having those intentional blocks of day before I go to the signings. That helps me maintain an amazing mindfulness before the signing. Number 4, embrace deep breathing techniques. And that's something that I've learned several years ago, just because sometimes, even now, I get a little anxious before a signing or before a big event or before a speaking event. I get a little anxious, and the thing that really helps me is learning how to control my breathing, or embracing deep breathing techniques. There's a lot of deep breathing techniques you can find on the internet, but one of the things I do to help control my nervousness, my anxiousness, I do the 4 deep breaths, in through the nose, out through the mouth, and I try to hold it in through the nose for 4 counts, out for 4 counts, and I'll demonstrate. 2, 3, 4, and then out. Again. And believe it or not, if you're a person that gets anxious a lot or gets a little nervous in crowds or get those little butterflies that builds up in your stomach, just practicing those deep breathing techniques really helps. It really has helped me. Whenever you feel stressed or overwhelmed, pause and take several slow, deep breaths. That simple technique can immediately calm your mind, helping you reset before moving on to the next task. And that really has helped me out. Those deep breathing techniques really helps me out when I am a little nervous, a little anxious. And I have a good friend that she gets really anxious in front of crowds, and I highly recommend that she embraces deep breathing techniques. It really energizes every cell in your body to go to that next level. So that's number 4, embrace deep breathing techniques. Number 5, you want to reflect at the end of your signings, and this helps me with staying mindful and just giving a better quality experience to my customers. I reflect after each of my signings. After each notarization, take a moment to reflect on the experience. How did you feel about it? Were any challenges or moments of clarity came about? reflecting in this way helps you maintain a sense of control and awareness in your business. Because I am a big advocate for notaries thinking about their business from their client's point of view or from the signer's point of view. So reflecting back on signings, and this has helped me out a great deal over the years. If a signing took a long time, I will later that day think about that signing and reflect back on that signing and say, what did I do to prolong that signing? What could I do to shorten the time on that signing? Because when you first start off doing real estate closings or any signings, sometimes it seems like a easy, short period. They tell you it's going to be your signing can be anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour. But sometimes when you first start off, if you don't employ time management techniques, that signing, I had a person that I mentored that said her signing took 3 hours. If you reflect back on that and see exactly what could you do to shorten that time, like did you have pens available? If you don't have pens and that person has to run around the house and figure out, find a pen, a suitable pen to do the signing, that takes time. If you are not, you don't have direct the signer to a space where they can sign on, like a kitchen table, because sometimes signers said, let's just sit at the couch, and then they're trying to find a book to sign on. If you don't, that can prolong the signing. If you don't employ time management techniques, that can prolong the signing. So reflecting on signings can help you sharpen your skill and help you shorten your time and be more productive and effective. Number 6, cultivate patience in your interactions. So important to cultivate and develop patience with your interactions with signers. As a notary, you may encounter clients who are nervous or anxious. Practice patience, both with yourself and others. By maintaining a calm and composed demeanor, you can help ease your client's anxiety and maintain a peaceful work environment. So important. I do a lot of car deals, and sometimes, even with these car deals, this is the biggest transactions that these signers have. And as they're going through the documents, I know when you're brand new and they're taking some time looking over contracts, it can seem like it's an eternity, but you just got to practice patience, because this is for that signer. If you put yourself in that signer's point of view, that is the biggest transaction they had for that entire year, maybe in their life. So you got to practice patience, and that will actually help you through the signings and help build trust between you, the notary, and the signer. Just practice a little patience and help guide them through the process. And number 7, integrate mindful breaks. And this was something that was hard for me, because some people would, when I was younger, call me a workaholic. I would just work. Even today, my son said, I don't think you ever retire because you just love to work. It's not that I love to work. It's just that I love the byproduct of working, if that makes sense. So I do plan on retiring, and I do integrate mindful breaks. Throughout your day, schedule brief mindful breaks where you can step away from work to recharge, whether it's a walk outside, a few minutes of stretching, or a short meditation. These pauses help prevent burnout and maintain your focus and energy. Years ago, I read an article of how to be more productive by, at the end of each hour of production, you just get up and walk around for 5 to 10 minutes. Just take your mind off of your work, or just do a short meditation. And that has helped me tremendously, helped me stay really focused. And I want to encourage you. I know it seems counterproductive, especially if you have a big project that you're working on. You want to just get that project done. But it works out better if you just take time to just every hour get up, walk around, reset yourself, come back to the project with a more of a fresher approach to it. Now, with these 7 things, and there are 7, practice patience with your clients, establish morning rituals, develop mindful time management, embrace deep breathing techniques, which I do every day, reflect on each signing, looking back, how can I do that a little bit better, cultivate patience in your interactions, and integrate mindful breaks. Just put mindful breaks in there. This is going to help you become more productive, more efficient, and more effective. Now, by integrating these mindful practices into your daily routines, notary entrepreneurs can foster a balanced and focused approach to both their business and personal lives. I highly recommend these techniques to use in your daily life, or maybe there's more or some other techniques that you use that you would like to share. Please feel free to share those in the comments, because I love to hear from you, and I know other notaries, entrepreneurs would love to hear from you too. So with that, I hope you enjoyed this podcast today. If you did, please leave a like, share, subscribe to the podcast. We love doing this for you. And next week, you're not going to believe it, we're going to have a great podcast next week. So come back next week and check us out.